The one you did is big. 3, 2, 1, parkrun!
Alright, welcome back my YouTube friends to another weekly parkrun video. This week we're at Stockton parkrun, and as you can see, another beautiful Saturday morning for running. Stockton parkrun, one of my favourites in Australia. The one I've done second most frequently behind Newey, which is the one we did last week, and this is just an absolute magnificent place to run. Good to see a couple of the lads going out hard today up front, and the pace was pretty on from the start, I must say. So, yep, good to have a couple of runners just to kind of sit behind initially. They were going out a little bit quick for my liking, so I wasn't too worried or focused on trying to get right on their slipstream, if you know what I mean, immediately. But yeah, I just wanted to settle into my own groove. But yeah, as you can see, magical place to go for a run on Stockton. I often pop across on the ferry during the week every now and then just to do this. It's just a perfectly flat, you can do about a 10k flat loop, which is really sensational. And as a bit of a heads up, next weekend there's actually the Stockton Sunrise Run, which is happening, and there's a half marathon which kicks off at 6:30, a 10k which kicks off at 7:45, and a 5k at 8:30, which will be a fantastic local event to do. Now, I was all set and ready to enter the 10.5, and coincidentally, just as I was about to enter, I get a message from some of the Lake Mac elite squad by the name of Jordan and Ruben, saying that they were doing the half, and they have successfully managed to peer pressure me to go from doing the 10 to doing the half with them. So nothing like a bit of a challenge from the lads to make you upgrade your distance. Haven't been doing that much mileage, but we will see if I can hang on. Now, Jordan has also mentioned this is his chance to get some revenge on our Lake Mac run, so no doubt he'll be going out hard, but we will be really giving it a good send. I'll actually be wearing the head cam for that as well, which may be the worst decision of my life. I think I can happily wear the GoPro for about 5k, but it doesn't irritate me, but I definitely notice it's there. So let's see if I manage to not rip it off halfway through an irritation, or the thing I'm most worried about is actually the battery life. So if it can make a whole, let's just say 80 minutes, an hour 20 or so, that would be a real bonus. So yeah, my PB for the half is 1:19 and a bit, so haven't done that for a while. So I think some of the lads are keen to go for something quite a bit faster than that. So I'll see how long I can hang on for. Good to see a couple of the locals enjoying the path. Always good to keep the vibes high on course. A few little friendly hellos there as we approach the 1k mark. And there it is, a 3:21 for the first k. Now, if you look ahead, just down on the ground there, you can see a 1. That is actually, the spray painted or painted 1k mark. So I'm just a little bit ahead of that. Either my GPS is a bit off, or maybe our first little section on the grass was a bit off. But yeah, just for your interest, there's a 1k mark painted on the ground if you want to, if you do this in the future. And here we come to our first turnaround point at just over 1k. And we start heading straight back to the starting area, or back across the place we started from. So, actually, there's someone right on my heels at the moment, which you missed them as we did the turnaround because they were so tucked in behind me. But that kind of made it a bit of fun and nice and interesting. I wouldn't mind if someone stayed on me the whole run and put a bit of pressure on. That would make a good little challenge. And yeah, so good to have a bit of company to do the run with. This is a fantastic course, so as you would have seen, and you can follow the blue line on the bottom left of the map. It is pretty much you go out 1 and a bit k, do a turnaround, and now we're heading all the way up to the other turnaround, which is at about 3.5k. Funnily enough, at that point of the run, I adopt a new turnaround technique for the first time, so I'll wait to see what happens when we get there. But you can see all the runners coming back towards us just over to the right there. Now this part of the course works really well. It's quite nice to have that fork in the road there. It just creates two distinct paths from the runners who are still on the outward leg versus those who are running back towards that start area. So just giving everyone a bit more breathing space and just kind of saves as much crossing over it at this early part of the run. It's got a great community feel here. Obviously, Newey's the one I've done the most, and I absolutely it's a fantastic one, led by a great bunch of volunteers. But Stockton's just that little bit smaller. I think we had 327 people today. Looking at my notes, and compared to Newey last weekend, which had about over 700, so it's a little bit of a smaller event. And we have got our little Cheers Volunteers icon on the bottom right.
Thanks, Wally.
I'm keeping a tally of those, and also my weekly high five count. So I thought the little Cheers Volunteers title there just below it will help you follow what it is in case you've never seen it before.
Thanks, Wally.
There we go, 2 out of 2 for the volunteers, so I'm now using the fractions arrangement instead of just a tally, so if I ever miss one I lose a percentage of my overall thank you score. What a ramble that was. So we're heading back down towards the 2k mark, just up ahead. Not a breath of wind, ideal conditions.
Thanks, Wallies.
And I'm running hot on the volunteer thank yous today, 3 out of 3. We are not going to miss. Clocking over 2k, 3:24 for the second k.
2k.
Oh, you would have noticed just before there was a 2k painted on the ground as well. I was just pointed that out because I remember my watch beeping just before the paint was on the ground. So we're only off by about, I think it's 20-30 meters perhaps. But yeah, just for your curiosity. Here we've got a bit of a dodging and diving situation.
Thanks,
Threading the needle there. Another thank you to our volunteers as we just beat the ferry rush of people and get ourselves back onto a slightly quieter section of the path. Now we've missed that ferry point. So, interestingly enough, that ferry point is that is where you where you get off on the Stockton side. It is a simple, very quick 5-minute trip across from the Newcastle side. So if you're wanting to do parkrun, which obviously starts at 8 o'clock in Stockton, there's a 20 to 8 ferry, which gets you there at 1:45, then gives you about 10 minutes or so for a little warm-up, and then you're ready to go to watch the pre-race race director's briefing and milestones and thank yous and all that pre-event, good times and good vibes, and then you get underway. So yeah, the 20 to 8 ferry really gives you enough time to get into things. In terms of what's going around me, I've been rambling on so much, but there's actually, you would have heard 2 sets of footsteps here. There's been that guy who's been hot on my heels since the turnaround. But at this point I start to notice him slowly dropping off. Not that I'm picking the pace up at all, because I was very happy to have some company and someone to run alongside, but yeah, from this point I think I realise I'm probably going to be running it solo. For the Stockton Sunrise Run next weekend, we are essentially doing the course right now. The only change obviously is when we get to this next turnaround, it just extends what would be another 2.5k out before doing another 2.5k back to the place we turn around, which would give you about 10k total. Yeah, I think the laps are actually 10.5k because it's half the 21 or 21.1. So yeah, nice little simple system. Coming up along here, for those who are interested in the course, we've got a little boat ramp, so this is an important volunteer position, just to keep an eye out for any people launching or retrieving.
Thanks, Molly.
And that's another thank you to our great volunteer. We're at 5 out of 5. I am on a streak here with the volunteers. Stand by to see if we get any high fives today. A little bit quieter than other weeks, but yeah, otherwise plenty of good encouragement back and forth on course. I'm back in my Vaporfly 4s today, just to have a quick chat about the old shoes. I'm being a little precious with my shoes, so trying to keep them only on very nicely sealed concrete as much as I can. So, but yeah, the Vaporfly falls are back out. And no dramas there. They had a little bit of I always notice a few little extra indents at the end of some of my runs, but I think I'll get over it after another couple of runs. In terms of the stats for the course, so this is the here we go. Let's go back to this. It's 3:25 for the K. Pretty happy with that. I think coming into today, my plan was just to try and just sit on 3:25s. And yeah, we seem to be doing that pretty well so far. This is the 519th park run at Stockton. First one was back in 13th of December 2014, so it's been going for a good while. They just recently celebrated their 500th last year, of course. And the race, or the run time records for this event are 15:17, which was set in January 2021, and the female time was 17:03, which was also set in February 2021. So 2021, a fast year for this course. But yep, you can hear in my breathing, I'm certainly giving it a good nudge, but managing to hold on to pace, I think, pretty well, or pretty okay here so far. But yeah, if you're in the Newcastle area, or if you often do Newey, I highly recommend you add this to your list of places to go and explore and check out. Yeah, it really is a fantastic course. Hard to say which I would say is faster out of Newey or Stockton. I think you can get a little bit of breeze here sometimes, but obviously no problem with that today. Absolutely dead calm. And I went here as my little Yui, and I'm going for a Japanese U-turn. I've been watching some YouTube clips this week where some of the marathoners adopt that technique. Not sure how well I pulled it off. I think I came to almost a standstill, but that's the guy in second there. But yeah, I thought for a bit of fun I'd give that a go. Maybe I need a bit more practice before adopting that again. But yeah, thought I'd mix it up, keep things exciting for myself. Here is one of the local legends from Stockton. So back to the speed difference between Newey and Stockton. I think they're very similar. This obviously has two, 180-degree turns, which just slow you down a little bit. But yeah, my Newey time's a little bit faster than here by about 20 seconds or so. I think my PB on this course is 16:45, but it might be that we often have a few more people to kind of chase down at Newey that are going out pretty quick. So a few little bit of shade here to pass under. I think I was worried for a second I might actually knock the GoPro off my head. It does stick up a little bit, but probably, just something I was thinking about at the time. Good work, team. Little skateboarder flying through. And we're just about to approach the 4K mark. This is where we start to really overlap with most of the pack. Cheers for the waves there. Good to see you enjoying your run. And the 4K 3:24. Pretty happy with that, considering I had a U-turn in the middle of that. I think the GoPro kind of loses a bit of its horizon straightness here. So I've got a horizon lock, but I think occasionally if there's nothing to really line it up with, it goes a little bit off kilter, but that's alright. I tried to straighten it, but it actually just ended up cropping in too much. So just going to leave it as is, and it will eventually get back to being nice and easy to look at. Cheers to our volunteer again. A slightly quieter thanks to the volunteer there, just because I was puffing a bit. Still managed to sneak it in there.
You too.
Nice work, good. Oh, there we go, a high five. Managed to get one on course today.
Nice work, guys. Sure, bro.
If you are thinking about checking out Stockton Parkrun,
Go, mate.
oh, there we go, a bit tight there. Don't come next week, which is the 31st of January, because there is that Stockton sunrise run on. So parkrun is not on at Stockton on the 31st of January, but as far as I know, it's definitely on the week after that again. So yeah, make alternate arrangements if this is your local and you don't want to do the Stockton sunrise run. 500 meters to go. Weaving around a bit of the people out on the course. This is usually where I mentally think I can start just to wind it up a bit. And the pace on the screen at least is looking like I'm giving it a good nudge. I think I might be repeating myself, but I think my PB for the course was 16:45, and I think if there was perhaps someone else to run with, it would have been a great day to get that PB down a bit further. Coming in just over 250 meters to go, and then you get back on the grass we started, and it's just a follow the cones to the finish line. So you can see just on the right there, that's the ferry, where the ferry comes in. And so it's very close to the start line. You pretty much just get off and you're essentially there. Saves worrying about a park, nice and easy. Thanks everybody on the course for giving me a bit of encouragement. I tried to give it back as much as I could as well, between breathing and conserving as much energy as possible. We're on the final stretch here. You can see I've really cranked up my pace here on the minutes per K. This is essentially for me an all-out sprint. Clocking over the 5th K there in a 3:13. Either my GPS was either a little bit generous to me, but and we are crossing the line.
Thanks, Emmys. Cheers.
Managed to bring it home in a 16:52. Let's take a look at the final table. 16:52, and good to see a couple of first timers there. Shout out to the Good Life Run Club, and thanks to the volunteers who make this happen.